this noon as Rotarians, remembering service above self. Be with us as we break bread together and entertain our guests with this presentation meeting. Thank you for those who are serving us and the food, giving us strength for our bodies. Bless this and all we would say. In His name we pray, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Bob. Welcome to this meeting of the Noontime Meadville Rotary Club. I ask that we start, as we traditionally do, with a four-way Rotary test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Again, it's a very special day for us today as we present our that looks a little better. As we present our 2018 Rotary grants. And just a reminder to the board that our next board meeting, our June board meeting, will be Monday, June the 4th, right here in the Lingo Room at Westbury, and we thank them again for their provision of that. The ongoing effort with the Bicentennial Park, I do have a picture of the tree that was planted from the club at Bicentennial Park, and I will be emailing that to Tess or Chris to distribute to the club. I will say that I had the privilege, along with President-elect Mark, thank you, and we also have board minutes here provided by our erstwhile Secretary-Treasurer Seeley, that I had the pleasure of attending the unveiling of the, along with President-elect Mark, the television that was provided courtesy of our club and the AM Club to the first class to use that, Mrs. Prather's class on Friday. It was very much appreciated. The city very much appreciates that and our interest in the park. President-elect Mark had some conversations with them with regard to their desires and their need. They were very appreciative. Bob Wade led a crew there a couple of years ago to rid the place up with the landscaping and things, and there's some additional things that they're going to be looking at there. In addition to the signage that we're going to help to do with regard to the trail, there's some very exciting things that are going to happen at Bicentennial Park, and Rotary Club of Meadville and AM Rotary want to be in on the ground floor of that. So we'll keep you apprised as to that. There is we're going to have the fair booth sheet that will be circulated. We ask that the club members take a whack at that first, and then the groups that we're providing the grants to are so kindly going to assist us with that, because that's one of the ways that we're able to generate the funds for that, and they're kindly offering their help and services to that, and we appreciate that, and they'll be provided that afterward. As we wrap up our club year this year, this is how we share the fruits of our labor. They are also your gifts. Everyone that purchased something at the Rotary booth at the fair, attended our September variety show at the ICC, which we're doing again this year, bought Rotary roses at about $15 a dozen at Christmas time, and you beat that price. You all helped to make this possible. I'd like to thank my wonderful board, and I wonder if they would please stand as I call their name. Ross Feltz, Tim Bracken, Lowell Hepler, Tess Skilsky-Irwin, who could not be with us today. Is John Rashi here today? John is here. John, please stand. George Tronner, Bob Wade, President-elect Mark Weindorf, and our indispensable treasurer, Chris Seeley. They helped to make the decisions as to who to help from the over $43,000 worth of requests that we had this year. Now, we previously given Captain Jim at the Salvation Army $1,000 to rise from the ashes of their fire in December, which they did. And we determined that the remaining $9,000 distributed today will serve the most of our area citizens. There is no shortage of need in our area. However, Dr. King's dream of a beloved community, as illustrated by Dr. Amindia P. Dixon in her MLK mentoring event earlier this year, shows us that it is not some distant city on a hill just beyond our grasp. Meadville is a beloved community. Every single day of every single year, someone or some group is helping someone else, most without fanfare or acclaim. Today, you will get a chance to meet some of them and hear of their work. We are satisfying some of their financial need today, but not all. All of them also have a need for human resources, and if you can't contribute financially, roll up your sleeves and give them a hand. I ask all of the attendees to let you know, how we can all help them help others. I'm about to hand this program over to Dina Burge, our Grants Program Director. We benefit from her professional knowledge of this complex aspect of our work. And we dedicate this year's awards program to her predecessor, longtime Rotarian Charlotte Betting. Charlotte recently moved to Erie, but her mark on this grants program is still felt to this day. And now, a Rotarian that has advanced the program in a way that made Charlotte proud. Ladies and gentlemen, Dina Burge.
Hello, everyone. Yesterday I was picking Joe's brain to ask him how long the Rotary has been doing this program. This is the 4th year that I have been in charge of the grant program, but Joe tells me that it was 2004.
I think it was right after Rotary Grant
Which
break.
would make this the 15th year that the Rotary has had this grant program, which 15 times 10,000, that means that the Rotary has given away approximately $150,000 over the past 15 years. So I think that that's just terrific and something we should all be proud of sitting here in this room. We had 17 applicants this year, and they were all wonderful applications. I wish we had the money to fund them all. 7 of them were chosen to be funded today, and I'm going to start calling up the recipients that were awarded their grants. And if you could just come up and accept your grant, and if you'd like to say a few words, please do. The first person I'd like to call up is Dr. Amelia Dixon. The program that they're getting a grant for is called the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Mentoring Program. The grant is going to be used for transportation and admission for students and their parents in their mentoring program to visit major sites in Meadville, such as the courthouse, the Central Fire Station, the Academy Theater, and the library. Dr. Dixon, can you come on up, please?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
On behalf of the Dr. Martin Luther King Scholarship Board, thank you to President Galbo and the Rotary Club for this gracious grant. You know, this grant has already generated an air of excitement, because when we work with our mentoring program at the middle school with 7th and 8th graders, you will be surprised how many, as they learn about our rich resources, have never been to some of the sites in Meadville. Very often, they cannot afford to go to some of the sites. So this grant will allow them not only to learn about those places that make Meadville beloved, but also to do hands-on, to go there, to study, to learn. And we're just so thankful about that, because you'd be surprised to know how those students grow when they learn how you help them and what you do to make their lives successful lives. I want to also invite you to be a volunteer in this program. It's just 2 days a week from 3:30 until 5:30. And if you're interested in academics, math, science, social studies, English, you may want to volunteer to be a mentor in those subjects. Or you may want to go on field trips with us, or tell them about something in the community. We also do junior achievement and economic success unit. We also do employability skills, so that students learn early to take learning as a job. Show up, come to school on time, be responsible, be dependable, be respectful. Oh my goodness, all of those things. And you are examples of them. So we want to thank you very much. And let me just end by saying, all you have to do is pick up the phone. You can call me at area code 814-282-0634. Or call the middle school. Just call me and let me know. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, I think I'll just go around the table, and I would like Jim Becker to come up next. He's the Executive Director of the Trustees of Conneaut Lake Park, as well as the Economic Progress Alliance. Their grant money is going to be used to construct a new picnic pavilion in the Kittyland section of Conneaut Lake Park. A shelter like this will provide shelter and picnic facilities to the visitors at Conneaut Lake Park. Jim?
Well, we'd like to thank the Rotary for being involved again as a partner in the community, and specifically with Conneaut Lake Park. You put me up here behind Dr. Dixon. Thank you very much. She's something special, isn't she? The park is moving forward with great progress. If you have not been out there recently, please come out and join us this year. About 36,000 wristband sales alone last year. The park is ready to go. We're opening on Saturday, Sunday, Monday of this week, and then Thursday through Sunday every weekend, plus the holiday Mondays that are out there. But we are hoping for continued support from the community, and we do really well with outside the areas: Youngstown, Ohio, Erie, Akron, Pittsburgh. We're really going to try to focus hard on getting more Meadville and Meadville area people out to the park this year. But thank you, Rotary, again for the support, and hopefully see you out there this summer. Thank you.
I also failed to mention that at the picnic shelter, the trustees of Conneaut Lake Park are going to erect a plaque thanking the Rotary for their contribution to the picnic shelter. I'm going to ask Heather Wakefield to come up next. Heather works for the Sagertown Area Library. They're going to be using their grant money this year to purchase new books for their juvenile and their young adult section. Heather as well will be adding book plates to all the books acknowledging the Rotary's grant money. Heather has worked in our food booth in the past, and we surely appreciate your assistance. Come on.
Thank you, and it is fun working the food booth. I always enjoy it. And I'm thinking, yes, we all have to follow Dr. Dixon, but that's okay. She gave us a great start. And the Sagertown Library thanks the Rotary for helping to sponsor and for allowing us to continue to provide high interest, high impact materials for juvenile and young adults. Our collection is excellent, and we want to keep it that way. And we fully value keeping young people reading, because the more one reads, the better literacy skills, and that will serve them throughout life. So we do greatly appreciate, we have our summer reading program coming up. If anyone is interested, our registration week is June 11th through June 16th, and we can always use help manning the registration tables. Our garage sale and book sale is July 21st, and for 2 days before that we're setting up, plus the day of. We can always use more volunteers. And just if you have a specific interest, that if you want to give a talk on something that might be of interest to the community, we might be able to set you up. So our phone number is 814-763-5203, and I thank you again for this wonderful contribution.
Thank you, Heather. Next up is the Meadville Family YMCA. If Hannah could please come up. And Trish. The YMCA will be purchasing a new swim platform to increase the quality of the swim lessons that they can provide to the community. So,
Thank you. I'm the aquatics director at the Meadville YMCA, and this grant money is going to be very beneficial to our program, which services the youth in our community to make them strong and confident swimmers, which can be a life-saving skill that I think they all need to have. So one of our challenges at our pool is that the children can't touch the bottom, and this platform is going to help build their confidence by raising the bottom of our pool up a little bit so they can touch and become confident and better swimmers. We are very excited to have received this grant and to be able to work together with another community agency. It's one of the things that we're trying to build on too, is to work together. So I'm happy to be able to service the Rotary with going to the fair this summer, and we'll also be making sure that our patrons know that this platform was donated or was affordable with this grant money. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Katie Wickard is going to be here representing the Meadville Community Theater. They're going to purchase a laser printer, which they had previously been renting, to help them with their production and marketing and tickets. So having their own printer on site is going to put more money back in their budget, so they can put it towards production and marketing and some other things. So, Katie? Sorry, Katie. They will also be installing a plaque to recognize the Rotary's contribution. Okay.
I just wanted to say thank you again for granting Meadville Community Theater this particular grant. Last year we also received it, and we were able to implement a new cash register system and a square system, which now allows us to sell tickets online as well as to accept credit cards for the first time in our 51 years. It has greatly increased our audience sizes. For Peter Pan, the last production, we had nearly sold out. We sold about 132 to 133, and our max is 136. So with your help, we've continued to grow and continued to be a lasting arts and culture embodiment in the community. So, and just so you know, Cabaret is coming up. That's our last show of the season. It's going to be June 22nd through July 1st. I do happen to be directing it, so I'd love to see you all there. And I want to thank you again on behalf of the theater.
Junior Achievement of Western PA. Aaron is going to be coming up to accept the check. They're going to purchase some equipment and programs that they used in the Meadville school system in their classrooms for their program.
Hi, everyone. Thanks. For those of you that were at the meeting that we presented Junior Achievement a few months ago, you learned a lot about the programming and what we do. Specifically on teaching our kindergarten through 12th grade students to be smart with their money, to be prepared for the workforce, and to have the confidence and skills if they want to be entrepreneurs in the future. So the money that we are receiving today from this grant are specifically geared toward the students here that we serve in the Crawford County community and at our Meadville area schools. I want to show of hands, like who's volunteered, who's taught Junior Achievement programs before?
No?
Awesome, yeah. So if you want to volunteer, you can kill two birds with one stone and just, hang out with Dr. Dixon at MOK and do the Economics for Success program there, and then it fulfills both of our needs, right? So we're working together. But we just did First District for the first time a couple weeks ago. And the recurring theme that I heard while I was there were the students were heavily engaged. You had students that normally don't participate, they're just kind of daydreaming, they're not really acting like they're interested in school. But then junior achievement comes in, and we do a fun and engaging and very lifelong learning concept, and they are into it, and they are fully engaged and participatory in this concept. So we really left a great impression on First District, and we're really excited to be able to continue with them for the next year. Something else that I want to bring up that is very, very exciting for junior achievement is a program that is called JA BizTown. So this curriculum is geared toward 5th graders, where they learn in a classroom how a city works and functions, why we need a bank, why we need an energy source, why do we need a cafe even, why do we need the media. So they learn in class as a precursor, and then they get to go to a simulated town that is currently going to be under construction starting June 15th in Bridgeville, PA. We'll be opening our doors hopefully in April to accept our first classrooms to come in. And these 5th grade students run this town like they are the citizens. So each student is assigned, somebody's a mayor, somebody is the doctor at the hospital, somebody is the CEO of this corporation. So they're given roles and tasks and responsibilities. And what it's a physical space where there are storefronts that are built where they will go in and run it, and all in one facility. So just like a mini town. So we're very excited to be able to bring our Meadville area students there. I'm hoping in the fall of 2019. We just signed the lease. It's on the dotted line. And it'll be a fun field trip for them to be able to experience this and know what it's like to be a grown-up for a day. So thank you very much for believing in your kiddos here and helping them to achieve their greatest success by supporting junior achievement. And we hope to just keep building. We've reached about 2,000 students, over 2,000 students here this year, and we're just going to keep building and reach more students every year. So thank you.
Last but not least, I want to introduce Patrick Groover. He's representing Greendale Cemetery. Now, I sat by Patrick at lunch, and I got the impression that they asked him like at 11 o'clock to come here and accept this. So he was a little nervous. I told him it's an easy crowd. Greenville Cemetery is going to use their grant money to remove a deteriorated dead tree that has been putting nearby memorials in jeopardy of being destroyed.
So I want to thank the Rotary Club for the grant that we applied for, and it'll be used like she said for a tree that it's endangering for us at work and for anybody walking around the cemetery. If you've been up to the cemetery, it's a beautiful cemetery, and the dead tree just doesn't look very good. So we'll be using the money to take that down and get rid of this stump, and just and there's a lot of dead trees too. So maybe we'll apply next year. So, but yes, thank you very much.
Well, that concludes the awards. I have copies of exactly what I'm looking at. The recipients of the awards, their attended use, and the grant award. I put them on the table over here if anybody would like to take a copy before they leave.
How about a round of applause for Dana?
Thank you.
It's a lot of work, number one, to compile, and again, we had $43,000 worth of requests this year. And to be able to compile all that data, to put it into information for the board to be able to review it, and Dina runs point on that all the way through. And that's how we reach today, where we're able to make people's dreams come true to a certain extent. But I think that if there's anything that you take away from this broadcast today, is the good work that's being done in this community on a day-to-day basis. This organization didn't invent philanthropy. It was done, I look at people like Richard Burkhart and Bob Wade and so many in this club that were here years before I was, and they were out building at the the old Camp Runamuck. They were out building the sidewalks and those things. Lend a hand. I'm sorry, lend a hand. It dates me to a TV show from the 60s. Camp Lend a Hand. Thank you, Tim. Camp Lend a Hand, and it also goes to show you it was my time before the club. They were out there building the sidewalks and things for those children to be able to do that. That's what this Rotary Club was doing, and there were people there before them that were doing it. So from this standpoint, this is the legacy that we have. We have people like Chris Sealy and Katie Wicker that are members of this club that are continuing that tradition at this point. And we ask you in the community just to think today, after watching this broadcast, how can I help one of these organizations today? What's the little bit that I could do today? Because every little bit really does make a difference, and it does count, and it does make this the beloved community that it continues to be and will forever be in the future. We thank you for your kind attention. We thank all these organizations for the great work that they did. I'd like to thank this club as I come to the end of my year as Rotary President for just doing an outstanding job for me. I'm so proud to be a Rotarian. I'm so proud to be a member of this club, and I'm so proud to be part of this beloved community that we call Meadville. Thank you so much. Good afternoon. And as we go